Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Anchorage Ice Tigers Draft to Glory franchise mode here in NHL 23. So in last episode, we had kind of a surprising season. Despite our defensive core kind of falling apart over the last few years, we finished 46, 26, and 10, and we have made the playoffs again, and we're going to be taking on our former player in Frederick Bickell in the Dallas Stars in the first round of the playoffs. I feel like we're going to get cheesed because their roster really doesn't look that great. Their record also was kind of a bit iffy. So it's going to be interesting to see if we're actually able to beat them. But for some reason, their team made the playoffs. But I'll show you our team right now before we get into their lines again, just in case you forgot. But this is what our team looks like. You can see the offense kind of maybe carried us in a sense, you could say. But the defensive core didn't do too bad. A lot of these guys were actually pretty solid during the regular season. Could help that we brought back Kalinin in free agency last year, and that we also re-signed Strachan at the start of the season. Even though we bought this guy out a few years ago, he had no ill intent to not extend or not get a contract with this team. And yeah, Koskarena had a breakout season, I should say. He had 8 shutouts this season in his second NHL year, which is amazing. With this type of team in front of him, I am very impressed with his play and hope that he could have a good playoffs again this year like he did last year, because last year he was pretty solid up to the point that we got to the conference finals. So yeah, hoping for a good playoffs ahead for this team. Obviously, it's going to come down to experience probably in this. I don't really know if we're going to beat Dallas just because they aren't, like, I feel like this game is definitely going to cheese me out of it because they aren't a good looking team on paper. They didn't have a great regular season. But they made the playoffs, and who knows what could happen. Obviously, Frederick Bickell is a great player. Pope is a good player. Levis is solid. Arsene's solid. Same with Kostopoulos and Boscheman. But, like, they have so many guys that are 78 and below on this forward core that it makes me a little bit worried. And then this defensive core as well is not good at all. Like, you have 2 guys that are, like, NHL depth defenders. You have 1 stud defender in this Lawrence guy, who is definitely really good. He's an OFD as well. But you have also, like, our former player, Austin Pusher, who we drafted, but he never played an NHL game with us, I think. Yeah, he never played an NHL game with us, but he's getting a chance to play on their top 6, which is funny. So, yeah, they kind of have, like, a mismatch of good players and really bad players. Like, their goaltending's even not that great. Like, they're playing a 73 as a backup, which is really weird. So yeah, I feel like we're going to somehow get cheesed, and I feel like Bickell is just going to go off somehow and carry this team to victory against us. But that could be the pessimist in me. Maybe there's a chance that we beat them, but right now I'm not feeling too safe about it. This Lawrence guy is, yeah, really good in the offensive front, so pretty much what we need to do, I think, is probably contain their power play unit. My guess is that's what's making them a good team. Yeah, that's probably what's making them a good team. Bickell's going to be playing on the point on their first unit. Yeah, their power play is probably solid, but other than that, I don't really know what their strengths are. Let's take a look at what they did during the regular season compared to us, and then we'll get into game number 1. See if their power play was good, like it looks like it would be. Let's just go to Western Conference, because I don't care about the entire league-wise. But they finished 6th best in the Western Conference, so the Western Conference is a little bit weak. Because, yeah, it's a bit weak. They had a lot of OT losses that helped them get into the playoffs too. But like Colorado making the playoffs, Seattle wasn't really that great to make the playoffs. Yeah, there's a lot of teams that could potentially beat cheese teams and go on to win the Stanley Cup this year. So hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully, since we won our division, that doesn't mean a first round exit. So... but as you can see, goals for per game, we had 3.4. They had 3.18, so they were not that bad offensively. They are also worse defensively by far, probably because that defensive core is a little bit weird. Their power play was similar to ours. Our power play wasn't great during the regular season. Same with our special teams in general. Like, their penalty kill wasn't that good, but they were 0.3% worse than us, and their penalty kill was better than ours. Even though we had 9 short-handed goals, they only had 5. Yeah, I really don't know what to make of this situation. I think we definitely have the better team on paper, but I really don't know who has the better team in terms of EA's image. And let's take a look at what the EA gives our ratings as compared to them. Our ratings right now, 94, 81, 80, and they are 87, 78, 77. So we should be able to win this. And if we don't, that is going to be not great. But I wanted to at least go somewhat far this year in the playoffs. So we'll see if that's going to actually happen or not. Because if we don't win this year, the team's probably going to start to regress even more next year because, like, Josephson's dropping off, or Jorgensen, not Josephson. Why am I saying Josephson? Jorgensen, he's dropping off a lot. So there is definitely some concerns with the team in terms of the future. I honestly might move Bobkov to this line, but it gets rid of that +5. So if Jorgensen continues to drop, though, I likely will move Bobkov to this second line, even with the chemistry, just because Jorgensen, like I said, he's dropping off a bit. So obviously changes can happen. We could also move Farrell up, Claxton down, that type of thing. So anyways, let's get into this first game of the playoffs. Should be interesting to see what our team could do. Hopefully we could find a way to beat this cheese team that EA probably has winning a Stanley Cup, because I could see them going on to a Stanley Cup Finals just because EA is like, hey, maybe there's a chance this team's actually way better than they look, you know? So let's see what happens here. Game number 1 on home ice, obviously, since we'll have home ice for most of the playoffs, I think. First period. Down 1-0. Yep, this is definitely going to be a loss. I could sense it in the air. We're out shooting them 18-8, but somehow their 79 overall goalie has yet to allow a goal. And Koskarena, who had 8 shutouts in the regular season, allows a goal from Pope, one of their better players as well. Yeah, we need to contain their good guys, and we definitely need to pepper their guys that are not that good. So let's see if we could bounce back in the second period and tie this game up at 1 apiece. Second period. 2-1. Okay, I will take that. Let's go. Jorgensen starts his goal scoring, and then Bobkov. Just talking about those two guys. I was thinking of changing them in the lineup, but both of them score here in the second period. It's interesting to see Bobkov score because he's kind of a pure playmaker. He had only 4 goals in 82 games in the regular season, but he scores a huge goal for us here to give us the lead going into the third. Shots are 24-16 in favor of us. We're up by a goal. Let's lock this down here in the third and get some insurance. Hey, there you go. Shorthanded goal from Ricardo Hartnell, who signed a big contract last offseason and has lived up to that expectation. Pope scores to get Dallas back within 1. And that was a power play goal again, so that's not great. Penalty kill. Nicely done. Into the final 5 minutes, another penalty kill. Stop taking penalties, boys. If that's Sabrin, I might have to take him out of the lineup. Hey, a short-handed empty net goal as well by Avery Parrott. Seals the deal. So 2 short-handed goals in game 1, and we win 4-2. Nicely done, boys. Not the best game in the world giving up the first goal, but, I mean, we won, so I can't complain. Jorgensen from Claxton and Darby, Bobkov from Wong and Farrell, Hartnell from Eichel, and Parrott from Keith. And also Bickell had an assist against us. Not a surprise, though, considering he's the best offensive player on that team. Let's take a look at our stats. A lot of depth scoring, which is good, as we have had in the past, where mostly everybody gets a point. Yeah, that's good to see. And a good performance from Koskarena. Despite allowing that early goal, he kind of stepped up in the second period on and beyond. So Hartnell the first star, Pope the second star with both Dallas's goals, and Parrott the third star with the empty net goal. Okay, surprised that Koskarena didn't get a star in that game because I think he was solid. So okay, we have a 1-0 series lead. We're still on home ice. Can we take a 2-0 series lead to Dallas? That would be great. And then we hopefully can take at least 1 of 2 games on the road. Here we go, game 2. Let's keep playing the way we just played. First period, 3-2. That's not what I had in mind. And Bickell scored 2 goals against us in the first period. See, Bickell's the guy we need to kind of contain here. He's a great player. He had 48 goals on this team too. So he kind of like... he's kind of like the guy to lead this team into the fire, so to speak, for Dallas. So if he gets going, the rest of his team will do good. So that's not a great first period for Koskarena at all. Darby scores first, and Bickell scores 2 goals against us. Wong scores to tie the game up, but a late goal from Sylvain, is it? Or, no, it's not Sylvain Cloutier. It's some French name. It's not Sylvain Cloutier, though. I think Sylvain Cloutier used to be an NHL player, though. Shots are 16-12 in favor of us, but we're down by a goal. Can we bounce back and have a better defensive effort in the second period and also tie this game up? Second period, there we go. We tied it up and played better defensively. Ricardo Hartnell. It's a 3-3 game. Shots are 30-25 in favor of us. So 30 shots in 2 periods. Liking that we're getting a lot of shots, but their goaltender is doing a lot better than I expected. Let's see if we can get that lead back in this third period. Come on, boys. Come on, let's do it. Oh, Kostopoulos makes it 4-3 Dallas. And Gerby makes it 5-3. I might have to take Koskinen out next game. It's off to a little bit of a streaky start here. Looks like we're going to have a tie series headed to Dallas, which is not exactly what I had in mind, especially with how bad that team is on paper. And yeah, unfortunately, we're going to lose by a score of 6-3 as Gerby got an empty netter as well. The final shots were 39-39 at the end of it, but we lose by 3 goals. Not a good game. Not a good game. Offense was good, but defense, hoof. Yikes. Darby from Claxton and Jorgensen, Wong from Bobkov and Farrell, and Hartnell from Keith and Parrott. Yeah, our former players are really hurting us here. Because, yeah, Bickell had 2 goals and Pusher had 2 assists as a 75. Anybody super badly minus other than those -2 guys? No. So is Morrisley the second line? So I might make that change that I was talking about with moving Bobkov up. And I think I'm going to let Aiden Tays start next game. We could always call up Novikov from the AHL too if he's developed well, which I don't know if he has. So let's take a look here quickly on what we could do. Let's go to this. We'll move Bobkov to the second line, move Jorgensen down. Even though I love Jorgensen, I'm going to play him on this third line. Defensively, we could always change up some things a bit. Let's try that cleaning with Danner, Bouwmeester with Denny. And then, yeah, Koskarana, we're going to take you out for Tays, I think, unless Novikov is like an 80+ right now. He's a 77 still. How was the season? Really, really good. An 8 shutout season again for another goaltender. He has yet to play an NHL game, but he's playing really good in the AHL right now. I'm not going to call him up yet. He's played 1 game, and that was a Game 7 situation 2 years ago in the playoffs. I might call him up if Tays doesn't do good either, just because that way at least gives us a goaltender that might be able to get a win. Like, it'd be interesting to see Novikov come in and all of a sudden just go ham and win us a Stanley Cup, but there we go. Some subtle line changes, moving Jorgensen down, making that defensive change, and now we're going to also be starting Aiden Tays. Let's see if this team can bounce back from that loss, and hopefully we can get 2 wins here on the road, because if not, this is one of those type of series that might go to 7 games. So here we go, game number 3 in Dallas. Let's get a road win here, boys, and shut down Bickell, because he scored 2 goals last game. I don't want him scoring too much against us. First period of game 3, and we're down 1-0. Yeah, their top guys are coming out. Pope scores again against us, and we're down 1-0 after 1. Shots are 10-9 in favor of Dallas. So even first period, sucks that we're down by a goal, but at least it's not like a blowout game like that first period in last game where it was like 3-2. I didn't like giving up 3 goals in the first period, so not too bad for Tays so far. Can we find a way to tie this game up at 1 apiece? Second period, still 1-0 Dallas. Yeah, this is definitely serious. I think we're going to lose, and we had a great regular season, and now we're running into a cheese team that's going to get probably knocked out next round, my guess. But let's see what happens in this third period, see if we can tie this game up at 1. Come on, boys. Hey, there you go. LaRose scores. Not who I was expecting, but he did break out for goals this season with 22, and he ties it up at 1. Come on, boys. Let's get going here. Let's get that next one. Come on, Tays. Tays is doing pretty solid in this game. I might start him in the next game as well. No offense to Goskarana. And it's 1-1, and we're going to overtime in Game 3. The shot's 33-31 in our favor. It's been a pretty solid defensive effort, not a great offensive effort, but let's see if we can find a way to win this game in Dallas and take a 2-1 series lead here. Come on, boys. Get it done for me, boys. I know you have the experience, so Jorgensen, maybe the captain, that would be great. Or somebody on the top 6 like Hartnell or Bickell. Or not Bickell. What am I saying? Not Bickell. No, definitely not Bickell. Oh, no. Now we're going to definitely lose. I jinxed it. I said Bickell on Dallas, you know. I was meaning Parrott. But whenever I think of Bickell, I always think of Parrott because the two of them used to be on our team at the same time. Oh, boy. We have 46 shots on goals. This goaltender, that's a 79, has stopped 45 shots against us. Or that we've thrown at him. Oh, boy. It's a goaltending duo. You know, both these goaltenders that are playing in this game are 79. It's a very good goaltending matchup right now, but we need to find that next one. Can we find a winner here in double OT? We know it's going to end quick. Let's see what happens. Come on, boys. Please. We have all these shots. Please. Yes, let's go on shot 48. It is Ryan Danner with the game-winning goal. I for sure thought we were going to lose that. Based on having like 10 more shots than Dallas Stars, I for sure thought we were going to lose that. But we win 2-1 in a very close game. LaRose from Kalinin and Danner from LaRose. So LaRose with 2 big points in that game. Whew. Wow, Pusher fought Keith. Both of them probably played together at some point, maybe. Maybe not, actually, because Keith would have skipped the AHL entirely. So there was a couple of fights in that game. And there was a checking from behind minor against Dallas. I want to take a look at those for fun. Huh. So there we go. Seems like a physical series. Yeah, their goaltending gets first star in that loss. A really good effort from Aiden Tays. So he's definitely starting next game, but he's probably not going to play that good next game because he's probably going to be a little bit tired. But LaRose gets third star in that one. Well, we do have a series lead again, which is nice. Can we take 2 wins here in Dallas? That'd be huge, because then we'd have the 3-1 series lead, and then we just need to close it out on home ice. We'd have 3 chances to close out Dallas, but I have seen one series multiple times where you go up 3-1, and then your team just completely falls off, and you lose 3 straight games. Happens a lot. So here we go. Let's actually put Tays back in net, even though he's tired. We are wow, our leading point getter is under point per game. Yeah, we're definitely not scoring enough, I should say. But we are going to go back to Tays. And if he plays bad, obviously Coscarena will come back in. And if for some reason both these goalies start playing really bad, like if we get to a second/third round, I might call up Novikov, because he deserves to get to the NHL soon. He'll probably be in the NHL next year, I'd say. Just because I don't think I'd bring back Tays at like $2 million again. But you never know. So here we go, game number 4. Can we take a 3-1 stranglehold on Dallas? Come on, boys. Let's have another good game here. Let's have a good offensive effort and a defensive effort like we did last game. First period of game 4. And it's scoreless. Good defensive period, I'll take it. But our offense definitely has completely dried up. Only 2 goals in our last 6 periods, I guess. Not great. Definitely need to find ways to score more goals, especially against a team that's this bad defensively. Like, you think we'd do better than that, considering the last few years in the playoffs we've had really good depth scoring, but this year we're kind of struggling for that. Could be the lack of defenders that we have on the team, but still. So, yeah, scoreless after 1, shots 14-12. Can we get the lead in the second period? Second period, 3-3. Well, there's a lot of offense. Also a very bad defensive effort in that period, but I will take it, I guess. Gerby scores 2 goals for them, both 5 minutes apart. Claxton then gets us on the board. Vickers made it a 3-1 game, but 2 goals in the final minute and a half. One by Reinhardt, one by Keith, and we are back in this game. So we would have been down 3-1 if it wasn't for these 2 quick late goals. So maybe this side, the game is in our favor in terms of momentum from coming back from a 3-1 deficit. Can we take that lead in the third period? Let's see what happens. This is a very close series, though, which it shouldn't really be on paper. Let's go. Larry Wong makes it 4-3. There is 3 goals to give us the lead after being down 3-1. Can we get some insurance here, boys? Final 5 minutes almost, and they tied it up. Gerby gets the hat trick for Dallas. God damn it. We're going another overtime? Yes, we are. Back-to-back games with an overtime. They're out shooting us 40-34. Really sucks that Gerby tied it up. Who wants to be the hero this time around? We've had Ryan Danner be an OT hero. We've had LaRose be an OT hero. Yeah, we've actually had 2 OT games already. So we're going to a lot of overtimes with Dallas, but hopefully if we get to the next round, we can be much better of a team that doesn't have all these tight games, because these tight games are pretty nerve-wracking nonetheless. Let's see what happens in overtime. See if we can get that winner and take a 3-1 stranglehold on the Stars. Come on, guys. Come on, let's get that next one, and we do not get it. Cloutier scores, and unfortunately, we have another tie series headed home. Yeah, it's a back and forth right now with this series. Oh, man. I feel like we're going to lose 2 in a row all of a sudden, though. I just feel it. Claxon from Bomeister, Reinhardt from Danner LaRose, Keith from Darby and Bobkov, and Wong from Bobkov and Claxon. I thought that Wong goal was going to be the game winner, but unfortunately, Gerby gets a hat trick against us, and he's up to 5 goals in the series. Lawrence, their OFD, had 4 assists in that game. Yeah, we need to shut down their top guys better. Like, we're doing a good job at scoring goals sometimes, but yeah, the effort against, what is it? The effort against, a team that's not really that great on paper has not been there. Yeah, I don't know what to do, to be honest. Because, like, Parrott, 2 points only in 4 games. It's not really that great. Let's try Jorgensen back to the top line. No, actually, it's a minus. Jeez. How is it a minus already? Let's go back to Bobkov on the... Or go to Bobkov on the top line, maybe. Yeah, let's give the youngster Bobkov a chance. I don't really know. We got to find something to make this work a little bit better. Because I'm not sold on her play at all. Sabern has 9 PIMs in 4 games. It's not outrageous. We'll go back to the defensive pairings we had before. And yeah, we'll go back to Koskaran in this game. Anybody in the AHL that we could call up? Only maybe Tommy Lucic is a low elite 2A4. Really good defensive awareness, but I can't see putting him in the lineup would make too much of a difference. Yeah, I can't really see putting any of these guys in the lineup would help us out. The only one I would maybe call up is Novikov. But he's perfect right now in the playoffs. So, yeah, maybe I would call up Novikov if we run into goalie issues. But for now, I think we got to keep running with this team the way it is right now. Let's see what happens with those line changes. Not a great effort there. Good offense, but the defensive effort wasn't. We've been in back-to-back overtime situations 2 times here in this first 4 games. I feel like one of these teams is just all of a sudden going to drop off a cliff. I feel like we're going to lose 2 games in a row here. And if that happens, this game is so annoying because I know when it happens when specific things happen, you know. Come on, guys. Come on. We've been to the conference finals back-to-back years. Let's find a way back to that second round. Come on. Game number 5. Can we take a 3-2 series lead here, or will Dallas have us by the balls this time around? First period, 2-0 Dallas. Yeah, this series I think is already like scripted into the game on what's going to happen. Bickell and Pope score. We're down 2-0 after 1 on only 8 shots. I'm going to call up Novikov, I think, next game. I'm just not really sold on the performance from Koskinen right now. It seems like whoever becomes our starting goaltender really kind of just doesn't do that well. But, yeah, down 2-0 after 1. We could still get back into this game if we could get at least a goal in the second. So, let's see if we can at least get 1 back in the second period. Second period. It is 5-3. What the heck is even happening? We go down 4-0. Bickell scores. Kostopoulos scores. We get a shorthanded goal from Parrott. Then Parrott scores again. So, Parrott's finally awoken. Darby scores. And it was a 4-3 game for Dallas. But a goal by Kostopoulos with 8 seconds left gives them a 2-goal lead going into the third again. Aiden Taze is in net now as well, which is not great. Oh, I'm not like that we're playing this bad defensively against a team that looks like this on paper. I just don't. Can we find a way to tie this game up in this third period and maybe win this one 7-6? I have seen those comebacks before, but I don't think it's likely. But let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Come on, guys. Let's get that next one. Penalty kill. Nicely done. Power play. Let's go. Power play goal. Avery Parrott's got a hat trick, and he's got 4 goals. A 4-goal game for Avery Parrott. In the playoffs, and LaRose makes it 6-5. Is this going to be a 7-6 final game, though? No, it's not. It's going to stay a 7-5 victory. What a game. What a game from this team. Especially Avery Parrott. 4 goals in a playoff game. That might be the first player in our team's history to have a 4-goal game in the playoffs. I think so. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What an effort. We are down 4-0 at one point. And boom, boom, boom. We're down 4-3, down 5-3. Parrott scores 2 more. Yeah, Parrott was a machine that game. No questions asked. This guy is the best player we have in this series, I think. What an effort. We have taken a 3-2 series lead on what looked like we were going to be down 3-2 easily. I literally lost all hope, but Parrott from Farrell and Strachan, Parrott from Denny and Keith, Darby from Farrell, Parrott from Darby and Eichel, Parrott from Jorgensen and Darby, LaRose from Claxton and Farrell, and Denny from Hartnell and Farrell. So Farrell had like a 3-4 assist game as well. So the two of those guys went off. Yeah, look at that. 4 goals on 7 shots. 3 hits, 1 short-handed goal as well. And yeah, really good face-off stats as well. Damn, Avery Parrott is the machine. I love that man. That man's probably making the channel Hall of Fame, I'd say. He should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Based on his goal scoring ability alone. And then Farrell had 4 assists in that game. Really good game for him too. Not a great defensive effort again, but we came back. Aiden Tays manages to get the win because Coscarana played really bad at the beginning, but Tays came over and played really good again. So Tays has I think 2 of our 3 wins here in the playoffs, so I think I'm going to start him again next game. Parrott gets first star, of course. Bickell, our former player, the second star, and Farrell the third. But funny seeing Parrott at 1 and Bickell at 2. Because like I said, at one point, Parrott was our first line left winger. He's always been, actually. Bickell, I believe, was our second line left winger. So the two of those guys are kind of very familiar with each other. So, whew, we escaped with a victory there. We got to win one more still, though. We can't count them out yet. They definitely been putting up a good effort against us, which is what I was kind of expecting, just based on them being a cheese team. But it's good to see Avery Parrott wake up, because he was kind of quiet, and now he has risen and got us a big victory there, scoring more than half of our team's goals. The question is Sabrin taking too much PIM still? Not really. I don't think anybody's kind of needing to get taken out of the lineup, because I could put Hagos in, but I don't really know where I would put Hagos in is the thing. It's interesting that moving Farrell up helped him get 4 assists as well, because a lot of these other guys didn't have a lot of points in that last game, right? Oh well, we have the 3-2 series lead. We're going to start Taze this game because he came back for us to win that game. Let's see if we can win this series in 6 games and get ourselves to that second round again. Despite having one of the worst games, I'd say that was one of our worst defensive efforts ever, but we managed to come back, which is amazing. We didn't really deserve to win that one, I don't think, but we got it done. Parrott definitely deserved to win, though. But here we go, Game 6. Can we close out Dallas, or are we going to a Game 7? Come on, guys. Let's get a win on the road here. First period of Game 6. 3-2. I do not like our defensive play at all, but at least the offense is awoken. Parrott has 5 goals in the last 3 periods, which is outrageous. But our scene made it 1-0. Bomeister scores, Parrott scores, Bobkov scores again, and then Vickers pulls Dallas within 1. Shots are 15-8 in favor of us. We're up by only a goal. Can we get some more insurance in the second period? Second period, 6-2. Let's go. Let's go. We're going to actually win this round. I am really surprised. As last game, I didn't think that we were going to win that. Denny makes it, I guess, 4-2 at that point. Reinhardt scores. Claxton scores. We're 1 period away from winning again, and our offense is woken up completely, which is great. Let's see what happens here in this third period. Lock it down and get ourselves to that second round as Boschman makes it 6-3. Come on, Taze. Just lock it down, buddy. Lock it down. It's good to see that Taze is winning games here in the playoffs, because Coscarana has not been too good so far. Last year he was pretty solid in the playoffs, though, which is interesting. So I'll probably start Coscarana next round, but Taze definitely has the higher end ability right now. We win 6-3, and we are headed to the second round for the third, I think, or 4th consecutive year. I don't really know how much we've been to now. But Bomeister from Danner and Parrott, Parrott from Bobkov, Bobkov from Parrott and Eichel. See, Parrott had 3 points in that first period again. So Parrott basically in the last 3 periods up to that point had literally 7 points in 3 periods, I think. Denny from LaRose and Reinhardt, Reinhardt from LaRose, and Claxton from Michael. There we go. So we say goodbye to Frederick Bickell, who gets eliminated in the first round. Parrott gets first star again. Arsene second star, and Bobkov the third. So when Parrott plays good, our team wins games, basically, is the thing. We win in 6 games. Who are we going to be playing in round 2 is the question. But first, let's take a look at our player stats after 1 round. Not necessarily the best round, first round. Dallas gave us a run for our money, but we actually won, which is surprising because I thought the game was going to cheese me. So yeah, Parrott, fantastic. 7 of those points came in those last 2 games, I think. So that's outrageous. He's shooting 30%. I love this guy so much. Like, this guy might be one of my favorite players I've ever drafted, but I'm going to probably say that about every single player I draft, so who knows. Claxton, 6 points in 6 games is pretty good. Shooting 33%, which is also really good for a playmaker. Farrell's point per game. Keith is under point per game, but once he gets going, that'll be great. Yeah, the depth scoring is still really good on this team, even with the losses of some defenders. Bobkov, 6 points in 6 games. Pretty good for the youngster. Darby, 6 points as well. Nothing from Sabrin, but a +4 for the enforcer. You love to see it. And yeah, LaRosa's point per game even. Jorgensen not doing too hot, but hopefully he wakes up a bit. And the defensive core, not too bad. Not too bad. Those last 2 games definitely helped us out offensively. And Aiden Tays has definitely been the man so far. Not losing a single game in regulation. Koskinen has not been good, so I might honestly go with Tays to start next round. I might still start Koskinen because he's a higher overall, but basically Tays might be our playoff starter this year, which would be surprising. So there we go. That is our first round player stats. Let's take a look at who we are playing in round number 2. It's going to be Seattle, which means we're playing Boris Zikov in the second round. Of course, we have to go through all these former players of us to get ourselves a chance at a Stanley Cup, right? It's only fair that way. Winner of the series faces Colorado or Chicago, which I don't think any of our former players are over there, but I could be wrong. And in the East, you got Ottawa and Buffalo, Carolina and Pittsburgh. Let's advance a day. And let's take a look at what those Kraken look like. They went 40, 31, and 11, which is a bit lower than I expected for a team that I've just brought in Boris Zikov. So let's take a look at their lineup. And also see what they've been doing so far, regular season-wise and playoff-wise. This is what their forward core looks like. They got Par Jacobson, who they must have drafted, only a few years ago. Shane Wright is still there, so it looks like he's going to retire with the Kraken, which is cool. Bryant Buss, cool name. Second line, Yuri Kuleshov, Aiden Booz, another cool name. And Alexander Texier still playing at 38. How is he playing at 38 still? It's crazy. Third line, Ilya Yakupov, Nasir Kassian as well. I forgot he went also there. That's another former player of ours. Forgot that he signed with them. He's been actually pretty good over there. Kind of wish I still had him, but oh well. Solid, kind of like bottom 6 center. Nothing too special, but yeah, very solid stats from him. He's only there for 1 more year, so maybe we could bring him back in free agency. And they also have Kari Numanen. And then their fourth line, Pascal Mathieu, one of the most French guys I've ever seen. Jonathan Bolesky and Jack Quinn still playing at 36. Yeah, that's a solid forward core. It's nothing too crazy, but it's definitely much better than the team we just faced. And yeah, Boris Zikov is definitely their top defender. How's his points looking in the playoffs so far? Only 1 goal in 5 games, but he does have 15 shots, so he does like to shoot a puck quite a bit. Gonna be weird seeing him on the opposite side this time around. They also have Leon Bichel, who's still playing, Gilbert Duret, Terrence Gagliardi, Stéphane Papineau, and Brian James, which we could say is like the great-grandson of LeBron James somehow. I don't know. Oh, boy. Yeah, so they definitely have the talent to be good. We definitely just need to find a way to get make sure that Zikov doesn't eliminate us. Or if Zikov does eliminate us, hopefully he wins a Stanley Cup. Goalie-wise, they have Emmanuel Petan, and they also have Artem Teutin. It's a weird name to say. Depth-wise, they have Cole Leddy, Nils Höglander still at 37, and Zach Bolduc. Overall-wise, they're definitely better than Dallas. So the question is if we could actually play better defensively against them than we did against Dallas. Because if we play like we did against Dallas defensively, we're going to get burned, I think. But if we play better than that and we continue on the pace that Parrots just had as of recent, this team might all of a sudden be really good. Maybe we could actually beat them and get to ourselves to another conference finals. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Anchorage Ice Tigers Draft to Glory franchise mode. So in next episode, we will take it to the second round against the Seattle Kraken as we look to get back to a third straight conference finals. Send us a link down below, and I'll see you guys next time.